Everyone, hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bukola and welcome to Audience of Onet. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. And if you're a new subscriber on this channel, we talk about people, finance, and career. Let's jump right into today's video. Today we'll be talking about recognizing toxic relationships. By relationships, I mean it could be familiar relationships, it could be friendships, it could be romantic relationships, right? It could just be an acquaintance or a co-worker. Relationships are challenging in and of itself. Yes, relationships are very challenging. Relationships are challenging and there are ups and downs. But it is also important that you don't have a greater negative moments or greater negative situations in that relationship. The negative situations in that relationship should not outweigh the positive situations, right? And you should constantly feel supported in any relationship that you're trying to build, or the relationship is just one-sided and it's just about other person. That's that is where you start to cross the line from healthy relationship to a toxic relationship. So when you're in a relationship, how do you know if this is a toxic relationship? Constant criticism. This person feels the need to consistently put you down, to belittle you, not for the sake of being constructive, but for the sake of feeling good about themselves, and to let you know you really do not have much to offer them or you are at their mercy. And this kind of relationship, it's is very toxic to your health, as you do not want to battle with the low self-esteem in the course or after in the course of that relationship or even after the relationship. It is important to protect your mental health. Two, a controlling behavior. Somebody who just wants to control every step, every decision you make, even in your personal life. Somebody who feels the need to be right, somebody who feels the need to baby you. Yeah, that is what being controlling means. They decide the next things that you do, and when you s- when you go against it or you show a different opinion, when you show a different opinion, the person becomes very defensive and angry. That is also another sign of a toxic relationship. Gaslighting. This is when this person denies your feeling, the person makes you feel stupid, makes you feel like you're you're having a mental breakdown, or that what you're saying is a lie, or that you need to check yourself, or that you don't know the truth of the matter. That is what gaslighting is. Gaslighting means the person makes you to question yourself, makes you question your judgment, makes you go through and fro, like you don't know what to believe, whether what science you've read is wrong or not, or what behavior they have done. You're floating between saying a right thing or a wrong thing to do. Especially for a person who is always sure of themselves, by the time you start to doubt your judgment or your decisions constantly about the person, then you should be careful, as you don't want to be a victim of toxic relationship. Isolation. This person makes sure that you are their only friend. It's a different scenario if you're amidst friends and families that do not seek your best, right? Because there's also a caveat. This person might be looking out for you or might be overly concerned for you. Properly assess the things they're talking about. Are they asking you to stay away from somebody, or are they telling you that a particular behavior that that person or some set of people exhibit is not really good for you? So you have to be the judge of that. Or do they just tell you plainly stay away from people? That is a very toxic behavior. If for no reason they ask you to stay away from seemingly good people, from good people, or from people with good behavior, I mean, it's not like they pointed out this person did something bad. It shouldn't be done like this, or next time, please react to this like this. If they just outrightly told you, stay away from people, or they keep on cutting you off of people, then it's high time to have that discussion with them. Yeah. and to ask them, okay, what triggers them in people's behavior, so that you can know what to look out for and make and properly fine tune your relationship to also contain the spouse. But if it seems business, then you know what to do. But if it seems that you're the one that is emotionally clouded about people around you, maybe people who you have loved for a long time, and it seems like this person is right, seemingly right, or by the principles of nature, right, or by the principles of relationships, this person is right. And I think you should look into it and maybe correct the wrong notions that people around you have before you got into that relationship. So it's a two-sided thing. Everything I say here today is two-sided. So be careful not to think somebody who wants the best for you or who is constantly at you to do the best or to be the best in a relationship is being toxic. It's not always so. So you have to be very careful when you're judging all of this about that particular person. Emotional abuse. The next one is emotional abuse. Emotional abuse is when somebody threatens to leave you, when they threaten to, or when they stop talking to you, or when they deprive you of some certain things so that you will be forced to do what they want. This is totally bad. You should not stay in that kind of relationship. If someone truly loves you, they are willing to sacrifice things for you, even when you're feeling badly, even when you're not measuring up to the standard that they have set for you. Remember, as I said, remember the emphasis of standards on what they have set for you. They set the standard. And for every person you enter into a relationship with, there is always a standard. Everybody has their own non-negotiables, right? So in those moments, is this person still very kind? Does this person still try to make a communication with you? Does the person twist you? That is emotionally bad. If you're still in a relationship with that person, I suggest you get out of it. And if you're married or you're close to getting married, I think you should help that person find help. Someone who withholds love from you does not love you. Love sacrifices. It does not hold back. It doesn't. Then there's also lack of trust, right? Somebody that does not trust you. Why should a person not trust you if you've always been a good person? If you've not given them a reason not to trust you? If you have not broken any boundaries, or if there was a particular place they expected you would have taken initiative, if you took that initiative, why should that person not trust you? So when someone does not trust you, does it go back to them having some form of does it go back to them having some form of insecurity or past baggage, or because you have done something that did not make them trust you in that particular area? If they do not trust you, how about you start to build their trust in that particular area? If they constantly tell you about you're not setting boundaries to the third party, how about you do something? Remember, the next scenario when that thing comes up, it can get tiring for this party that always tells you to set boundaries. If for every scenario you come in contact with, it's difficult for you to even remember there's a boundary to be set. So the next time you meet a third person, not forcefully set a silent boundary. Boundary is what most people live by. It is not always spoken. So don't expect that because your friend has not spoken this to you directly that they have not upheld their boundaries with you. They truly have upheld boundaries with you, or even with you with other people. When it comes to your relationship, you have to win the trust of the person. You have to make sure that the person's interest is always at the forefront of your interactions with third parties, so that this person can feel safe and can trust you in future interactions. Do not just ask for trust, make sure to earn it. If somebody is frequently lying to you, if somebody is frequently lying to you, then it is telltale sign of a toxic relationship. There's a adage or there's a proverb that says that somebody who is lying would eventually steal, right? That means you're not really safe with this person. So I suggest you have a discussion with the person and try to help the person. The person makes sure lies to you just to get their way with you, or lies to you just to cover up things and give you phrases of don't worry, you will eventually find out if I lied to you. Please have a frank discussion with that person. It is not worth lying to a person. Even if you eventually buy time and the person finds out, how do you think that person will relate with you? Don't you think it's even very possible that that person might eventually leave with the relationship. It might even be something very small, but that might have just broken the person's trust, right? So be careful not to lie to a person or not to allow anybody lie to you. When you discover a pattern of lying and somebody keeps on telling you, don't worry, you would eventually find out. And you find out it was a lie, it's time to run for the hills, right? Then the very last one on the list, the highest on the list, right, of most or the telltale signs. Of course, before it becomes this, the person would have the person would have exhibited some of the previous signs I've told you about. So the final or the apex of toxic relationship is physical abuse. And this is not to be so the the signs that I mentioned before. But this is a whole nother ballgame. Physical abuse. Somebody who feels the need to punch you, to beat you, no human being should feel the need to correct you or to be out of control to the extent that they eat you or they beat you. I don't care what stories they tell you afterwards. Oh, that's how other people do it, please. Or maybe they press or push a button. As long as somebody has raised a hand towards you during a relationship or in courtship or in marriage, it's high time to run for the hills. You don't want to constantly live at the mercy of the person, afraid of what they will do next, afraid of what they will throw next, um, afraid of the emotional turmoils they are bringing back from work or how their day went, and then you start to walk on eggshells. You do not want to break yourself. You do not want to break your emotional world. You don't want to shatter yourself emotionally. You don't even want to cause yourself to have damaged body part. You don't want to have damaged body part, or you don't want to get killed in the midst of a physical abuse, right? So it's better for you to help them find a counselor. And if you find out that your relationship or any of your relationship with anybody, whether romantic or not, is toxic, it's high time you talk to them. Each person has to be willing to adapt so as to make the relationship work. In a situation where this person is not willing to adapt, it might be time to talk to a friend, a counselor, or a domestic violence hotline. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If it was helpful, please click like, share it, subscribe it. Click like, share it, subscribe, and click on the notification bell